How to Cure Erectile Dysfunction ASAP. I'm Dr. Trish Leigh, Cognitive Neuroscientist and Sex Addiction Recovery Coach. I am here to tell you how you can get rid of that porn-induced erectile dysfunction. Okay, well, we have to break this down a little bit. As you may know, it took a while for that erectile dysfunction to be created by going back into the screen to consume pornography. Over and over and over. Every time you went back for more porn, inadvertently what happened was you were desensitizing the reward center in the midbrain areas. So unfortunately, it's wear and tear on those reward centers in the brain that created the porn-induced erectile dysfunction. So what I'm trying to tell you is there is no quick fix in terms of getting rid of PIED. So let's talk about what you can do. What we need to do is fire up those reward centers in a healthy way again. So we need to get that area of your brain back online at the proper amount of arousal. So what happens is when you go back into the screen, you're getting this dopamine deluge, a flood, a massive flood of the pleasure-seeking, feel-good neurochemical dopamine in your brain. That is how your brain was conditioned to need more and more and more dopamine. And especially if you have created an edging habit or any habit of frequent, consistent, and increasing intensity of porn consumption, you're really frying out that reward center. And it needs this massive dump of dopamine just to feel good, just to feel the same as it did before. So the solution is do not give your brain that dopamine deluge. Instead, teach your brain to come out of the screen and get into the world where dopamine should be. Because what happens through porn consumption is that you teach your brain that the dopamine deluge is in the screen. And unfortunately, then there's a dopamine deficit in your life. So that needs to be switched around. You stop taking the neural pathways into the screen for dopamine and you create neural pathways into your life. So what does that look like? It looks like changing the way that you live your life on a day-to-day basis, making it so that you get as much dopamine from the real world and real world sexual experiences instead of the screen. Now, the reason I paused is that's twofold. So you've taught your brain that sex is where dopamine is. You actually want to unteach your brain that and teach your brain that life is where dopamine is. But then, of course, develop healthy sexuality so that there's dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin, the perfect neurochemical cocktail from sex, and then lower levels of dopamine from your life. That doesn't happen overnight. But to do it ASAP or as soon as possible, you have to implement as many brain healing strategies as possible at the same time so they work together synergistically. That's why I'm here. That's why I've created the 90-day program that I offer. No, I'm not just selling something, as some people will say. No, I'm definitely not just trying to make money. What I'm trying to do is to give you all the tools that you need to heal erectile dysfunction as fast as possible while you're taking care of everything else in your life. Because the reality is when you get all your ducks in a row by using all the proper tools, the erectile dysfunction goes away. So what does that look like? If you don't want to join the 90-day program, stay here with me on this channel. Every time I post a video, watch it till the end where you have a brain tip strategy. Start implementing them. Get a journal, write them down, start doing all of them. They're going to work together to bring the erectile dysfunction online. I know it might not happen overnight, but it will happen if you do these things. If you get the brain training headband that I'm always talking about, the link is below for it to get 15% off. But if you get that headband, it doesn't put anything into your brain. It heals your brain from the inside out. It helps your brain perform better. It's going to bring your erectile dysfunction online because it has sensors in the headband right here, which is going to resensitize the reward center in your brain. These sensors here get down to the midbrain where the reward center is. So what I'm trying to tell you is it's complex and it's comprehensive, but you can do it using my channel and especially using the brain training headband in concert with the tools that I give you here. Okay, so let's give you a brain tip strategy to take away today. The best thing for you to start doing today is to realize this situation is like if you texted me and asked me, hey, Dr. Trish, how do I lose weight fast? And how do I get healthy fast? Unfortunately, it doesn't happen overnight, but it's the same thing. Lifestyle changes. Number 1, stay out of the screen. Number 2, stay out of fantasy. Stay out of social media. Don't use the neural pathways that fire up your brain towards sex to feel good. I know what you're thinking. What's left? What's left is all the things you're going to do in the second step of my brain tip strategy. It's make a list of 10 things that you like to do. Make a list of 10 things you've always wanted to do. Now go do them. If you don't like your job, find a way to like it or find a new job. If you are distraught in your relationship and you're not getting joy out of it, heal your relationship or move on to a new healthy one. Decrease that hypersexuality. Think of healthy sexuality for connection. Get your hobbies going. Those are all the things that produce dopamine in your real life. And you can start with, I'm going to tell you one more concrete thing. Start with a routine. Get a healthy routine started. Start with a morning routine where you ease into your day. And I always wake up, I read, I write in my journal, I write down 3 goals for the day, I write down 3 gratitudes for the day. This is a true story. My daughter, who's 11, I got her a journal at the holiday time. She started getting up with me. So it's kind of crunching into my alone time in the morning, but it's so cute. She has the coolest journal going. And she sits there. First day she talked, I had to tell her, journal time is for quiet and reflection. So she sat there and she's got all these really cool things in her journal. What an amazing habit. Build that habit. Then ease into your day. Create a new evening habit. These are the times you're at risk for fantasy, masturbation, and porn. In the evening, find a way to bring your brain down. Find a way to relax that doesn't include sex. Read a book. Find a slow TV show that doesn't give your brain all this arousal, but it eases it into bed. Morning routine, evening routine. That's the best way. I know what you're thinking. How does that help me cure erectile dysfunction? It starts to fire up the reward center by giving it dopamine in your real life. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, if you're looking for help on that journey, please reach out to me, drtrishleigh.com. I would love to help you out. I have different programs in different shapes and sizes. And until next time, control your brain or it'll control you.